Released in 2018, LEGO DC Supervillains was a huge departure from any other entry in the LEGO Batman franchise. It didn't even take the Batman header, dropping Batman entirely from its name. It's because of this and many other factors that a majority of diehard fans don't consider this game to be part of the same continuity as the previous four games. It's been a point of contention in a lot of my videos as well. From the LEGO Batman timeline video, the history of Killer Moth video, and even my DCAU theory video. It seems like even on the more extreme side of the spectrum, nobody can definitively say what this game is. Today, I'm going to try and change that. First off, why do people not consider this game canon? It was never an issue considering any of the other games as canon to each other, so why this one? What are the common community-given reasons as to why this game can't be in a shared universe with the other three, and can we debunk those reasons right away? Well, for starters, it's so visually distinct from anything else in the series. If you put this next to any other game in the franchise, it would be difficult to blindly guess that they cover the same subject matter on looks alone. You could put LEGO Batman 1, 2, and 3 together and come to the conclusion that these are part of a shared world, just with the inevitable graphical enhancements. But DC Supervillains is just so much more stylized. On top of that, nearly every character got a major design overhaul. This isn't just a stylistic thing. I mean, some characters gained abilities they didn't have previously, some got new extra pieces on their suits, and others are just wildly different. Like, look at Harley Quinn. She hasn't been a main player since the first game, but her costume is so jarringly unique compared to any other print we've seen of her that it doesn't even feel like the same character. However, these reasons are hardly proof. Yes, the game is visually distinct, but just because it's stylized differently doesn't mean it's a different world. Take a look at LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga versus LEGO Star Wars 3 The Clone Wars. We know because of the content they're based off of that both of these games are canon to the larger Star Wars universe, but their art styles go in completely different directions, with the character faces and animations being incomparable. Like, how are both of these guys Anakin? And the character designs, I mean, come on, our titular character of Batman has never had a consistent design. It's changed in every single game besides Dimensions, if you even count that. Not to mention Robin, the Riddler, or Two-Face, who all have varied over the years. Styles are going to change, especially when there's tie-in LEGO sets that TT bases the character designs off of. It's inevitable. Besides the surface-level vanity changes though, Gotham City is a whole different beast. As previously established in my last 3 videos on the topic, LEGO Batman 1, 2, and 3 are without a doubt in the same universe. We don't get a great look at Gotham City in Batman 1, only what we can glean from the maps in the Batcave and the short glimpses of the world inside of levels. But Batman 2 gave us an entire open world to explore, and tons of key locations that reappear in the opening cutscene of Batman 3, clearly setting it up as a sequel. In DC Supervillains though, those points of interest are either heavily altered or just don't exist at all. This, once again, does not matter. If we pull up the Gotham City map in Batman 2 and compare it to the Gotham City map of Batman 1, we find zero overlap. There's no Gotham River in Batman 2 besides the one that flows from the Botanical Gardens to Wayne Manor and into the Amusement Mile, which doesn't match up with the one from the first game. The key locations surrounding it wouldn't even be in the right place. Either Gotham City had some major renovations, Bruce's map is wrong, or it just developmentally changed between the multi-year gap between games to better fit an open-world environment. Once again, the city maps kind of mean nothing. We also get to explore Metropolis in DC Supervillains, which wasn't previously possible, but it was shown to be way farther away from Gotham in LEGO Batman 2, at least not close enough to ride there by cable car. So unless you want to destroy the established canon of the previous 3 games, we can't use Gotham City's layout as proof either. The main Justice League lineup is different in DC Supervillains, I guess, but enough time has passed since their formation that really anything could have happened in the in-between years. I guess there's also some new villains hanging around, but again, much like the villains who are missing from the game, cough cough Killer Moth, this isn't proof of anything, it's just an arbitrary difference. So let's examine the other side of the coin. What things point to the game being canon? Well, the game begins with a breakout from Stryker's Island with Lex Luthor, Cheetah, Grundy, Mercy, and your custom character. Those first 3 characters were defeated by the League in the end of Batman 3, so it would make sense that they're in lockup. In the game's opening cutscene, we see the Deconstructor gun from LEGO Batman 2 on display in Wayne Tower. It's a unique item that only appeared in that game, so it being here even as an Easter egg lends a little bit of credence to it being a canon signifier. It also seems to build off of the characters that were already established in previous entries, like the aforementioned Stryker's inmates, but also Bruce and Selina's relationship. Yes, that's normally always a thing in the source material, but we see in the first game that they have at least some history already set up. Speaking of Selena, while researching for this video, I extracted every file of DC Supervillains to see if I could find any reference to the previous games in the code. Well, this idea fell short. I did find a single line of dialogue from Catwoman where she references the first level of LEGO Batman 1 by name.
You two had better get going. We can't bank on Batman being on our side for too long. Trust me, I've seen both sides of him.
This isn't much more than a reference, but I thought I should still bring it up. Neither LEGO Batman 2 DC Superheroes or LEGO Batman 3 Beyond Gotham have any sort of informational database to go off of, but both the first game and DC Supervillains do. We have the data entries in Batman 1, a sort of lore bank built into the game and a personal favorite of mine, and the character biographies in DC Supervillains that we can cross-reference to try to find any contradictions. And for the most part, they're all pretty faithful. Both games use the Basil Karlo version of Clayface. Red Hood's biography mentions his tenure as Robin that lines up with the data entries seen in Game 1. Brainiac has the same planet of origin as Batman 3, etc, etc. We even get extra insight into characters like Riddler and the Mad Hatter, with the biography stating they both worked at Wayne Enterprises before their fall from grace. Something that, while not present in Game 1, doesn't contradict anything and only seems to flesh out the world more. At this point to me, it seemed pretty cut and dry. The game's presentation is what led many fans to believe it's some sort of alternate universe spin-off. People began calling the new rumored LEGO Batman game LEGO Batman 4, almost dismissing this game as a whole due to the header lacking the Batman title. I was ready to call this video here, satisfied with the overall conclusion. But something was bothering me. There was so much attention to detail thrown into the character biographies. Some of them felt like they were straight up ripped from the first game's level intro. But Joker's didn't make any sense. In DC Supervillains, his bio reads as, with his true origins forever shrouded in mystery, the Joker is one of Batman's greatest ever foes, intent on spreading mirth and mayhem in equal measure. Despite his clownish appearance, this laughing lawbreaker has proven himself to be as clever as he is chaotic, and that's no joke. You LEGO Batman 1 fans will see where I'm going with this. The game's 44th data entry is about Joker, kind of. It reads, the Red Hood, a notorious Gotham criminal, came up against Batman in a chemical factory. To escape, he swam through a vat of toxins that made his skin white and his hair green. The man who emerged became the Joker. How can the Joker's origin be shrouded in mystery if the Batcomputer is aware of the fact that he was the Red Hood before he fell into the chemicals? Does this break our previous conclusion? The unfortunate answer here is it depends. Obviously, something changed with the Joker over the course of the 4 games. The Batcomputer could have been destroyed or corrupted when Lex and the Joker broke into the cave in LEGO Batman 2. This could be emulating the awful 3 Jokers comic where the Joker is revealed to have been 3 different people. The voice actor has changed exactly 3 times, or this could just be a small mistake from the developers. So let's break it down. Is it likely that this Joker is a new, different version? Well, this answer has more support than you might think. Harley is said to have love for the Joker in Batman 1, with them being a sort of Bonnie and Clyde duo in the game's 3rd and 6th episode. Her story presence kind of vanishes until DC Supervillains, where her biography even tells us she's a solo act now. Could the Joker have died in between Batman 1 and 2, right when the voice actors changed, causing her to go solo and a new Joker to emerge? I mean, it's not impossible, but I think the most likely explanation is that this was just a simple mistake, one that we fans can explain away with the excuse that the Batcomputer was corrupted when Lex and Joker broke in. I find it very hard to believe that this game wouldn't reside in the same canon as the other 3 when there's this much attention to detail thrown into it. This game, along with Dimensions, did confirm the existence of the multiverse, so at the very least, it could just be taking place on 2 separate Earths. However you want to explain it away, there is much more evidence pointing towards the inclusion of this game in the greater LEGO Batman canon, and despite one small, possibly a couple other small mistakes that I didn't catch, it's no less canon than LEGO Batman 2 with the infamous Dick Grayson slip-up.
Who are you? This is Dick Grayson, Robin? That is not the Dick Grayson Robin suit.
I guess we'll never truly have an answer until the next LEGO DC game drops, which could be sooner rather than later. If you ended up enjoying or learning something new from this video, consider giving it a like. The research process for topics like these only takes longer and longer with each installment we analyze. We're also getting dangerously close to 100,000 subscribers, so feel free to help out with that as well. Until next time, I've been BD1P, and get ready for an entire summer of LEGO Batman.